million miles away, that.
Oh, Forrest was stretching.
Yeah.
Shaw looked convinced, but Reynolds wasn't budging. Great shot from Gallagher.
That's a
with the
quality
spin,
shot.
hits it over Van der Merwe. Good stop by Murphy at long off. Should really get 3. Saves for 2. Great bit of field from Murphy, but a lovely shot from Gallagher. Just gets it over the tall Albert Van der Merwe at extra cover.
Murphy's fielded well down there.
Yeah, he has been hit down there a lot.
He's been very lively.
Looks as if Clinton's going to get his ball now, as we mentioned him. Coming on from that St. John's Road end. Always tricky, like when you haven't bowled an over and you're coming in and bowling at 2 lads who are set and into the 15th over, 14th over. They may look to target him, but like Shaukat, Luke Clinton's been around a while and will have his plans and know his fields and look to bowl to that from the off.
Yep, as Balbo just said there, change of bowling now, and into the attack is one of the names synonymous with all things cricket in the Hills Cricket Club. The Clinton name has been around a very long time in that club, and Luke Clinton coming into the attack now. Right arm over the wicket.
Big appeal, but unfortunately for Lukey, the only man appealing was himself. But Forrest will feel like he missed out there with 3rd man up. All he needed to do was get a bat in that, and I would have raced away. But Clinton using that ridge as well, just getting a bit of lift that Forrest probably wasn't expecting. Good start from Clinton. Again, that sort of length. Just needs to get anything on that Forrest and it will race away.
Yeah, you talked about the difficulties of coming into the attack sort of nearly 3/4 way through the innings with 2 batsmen who are set. Well, he started with 2 dots.
Oh, that's a big hit. May find that gap in the corner. Does find that gap in the corner. Good hit from Forrest.
It's a really good shot, that, because as you say, it's an enormous boundary out there.
Yeah, and with 2 men out there long on and a cow corner, he's done very well to find it so well. He kind of, I suppose Forrest was thinking that Clinton's probably looking to stay at that length, and Forrest had seen enough and dispatches it over mid-wicket for 4.
Over towards 2 very important sponsors in Leinster cricket, Cairn Homes and Corporate IBI. Thank you to them, and a big thank you to today's match sponsor, LHK Insurances. Cricket Leinster, I know, greatly appreciate all your support. Good over this from Luke Clinton. In he comes again. Forrest on strike.
And that's the one. Just get a bat in it,
yeah,
and it races away. Shaukat doesn't even bother chasing. And with 3 dots in this over already, they've picked up 8. And that's the sort of thing that's happened throughout the day. Bowlers have managed to build the pressure with 3 or 4 dots, but that loose ball has been put away, and without really doing anything, Clontarf have got 8 off this over, and with 1 ball to go, it's been a good over for them.
Yeah. I like the way Bobo has showed real intent from the off as soon as he went in. And went in a sort of tricky enough position. 50 odd for 4. These boys have getting a round of applause. They've obviously put on 50 runs.
Yeah, and he took the initiative so much that he was calling his partner through for his own runs. He wanted the strike and he wanted to face as many balls, and it's paid off so far. He's got 28, but Clontarf will want him to bat 20 overs. If he can bat 20 overs, they'll have a really competitive score. Looks as if Van der Merwe is going to come back on here from this Willfield Road end.
You said 137. Are you sticking with that?
Yep.
Okay. So Albert Van der Merwe continues his spell and does so from the nursery end. In comes Albert Van der Merwe. Robert Forrest. It's a good single.
The nursery end.
Yeah. The nursery end. There you go.
What's
Well, I tell you, behind us,
our houses?
yes, but prior to those houses, what was it? A nursery.
Was it?
Yeah. So I believe, who told me?
Spoofer.
Not sure who it was. I can't remember who told me that today. Obviously some Pembroke head.
Might have been the thief. He might have been. You have to switch it again. He's hit that beautifully. He's hit it over extra cover. I don't know how he's managed to hit that so straight, but it's a serious strength.
That is a
of
quality
Forrest.
shot.
It really is. And Clontarf go past 100 here with still 33 balls to go here. And
Yeah.
strong shot for Forrest today. Might even go again. He's hitting it so cleanly. Goes for the regulation sweep. Could pick up a 2 here. Might even pick up 4. Good bit of fielding out there. Forrest gets back for 2. Good batting. Hard man to bowl to Bobo. He's hits the ball in different places, and as a bowler, particularly a spinner, you want to set a normal field, but you almost don't. You almost have to change it so much because Forrest gets a freebie. It's short and wide down the leg side. Great bit of fielding. Saved a certain 4 down there. They can't really see who that is down there, but a good bit of fielding.
It's a tremendous bit of fielding.
Oh,
it's a tremendous.
What an effort that was.
A tremendous effort.
For a man who's got a ropey shoulder, what a hell of an effort. Went with his right hand, nearly pulled off catch of the season. Forrest hit that hard, but couldn't cling on, and Clontarf go to 108 for 4 with 30 balls to go, 5 overs here. Yeah, I don't think my 137 is really in play here.
Oh, yes.
You can have one. You didn't get one right last year. I've been out of the game for too long.
Unfortunately, you're correct when you say I got nothing right last year. However, cricket's a funny game.
It is.
Yeah. Tell you, Bobo moves around a lot at the wicket. You know, he makes it uncomfortable for the bowler.
And the keeper, particularly if Max he's not a normal keeper. He can't be enjoying it too much with all the moving he's doing. In the slot, Forrest has launched that onto the nets over long on. Brilliant shot in the slot.
That's a great shot.
Effortless hit, really. Probably the most effortless hit he's had all game, but he's managed to hit the nets down there over long on, and a good start to this 15th or 16th over, I think.
I'll tell you one thing, Bobo could be noisy tonight.
Yeah, let's hope he's not too noisy. I'll be down the road. A great start to this over. Short, there to be hit. Will only pick up 1. But Forrest has moved on 45 here, and he's really taken this innings beautifully. He came in at a very tricky time. Both of these guys did, but they've rebuilt this innings really well. And you know, the Hills were all up in arms and jumpy and shouty earlier, and they were well in this game, if not very on top of this game, and they're just quieting down a bit here. But like we saw in that first 6, you take a couple of wickets and it'll really put the pressure back on Clontarf going into these final overs.
So Sorensen just moving the field here. Galler, who's done, I think, a really good job because he's given Bobo a lot of strike.
Yeah, and that's what that shot kind of sums up what he's done since he's come in. He's picked the gaps well, and he's hit the men out in the boundary hard, and got Forrest on strike to be able to bat like he has.
That single brings Robert Forrest back on strike. He's on 45. Gallagher on 19.
Great bit of
That's a
fielding
great
from
bit of
Van der
fielding.
Merwe. It was there to be hit again. Forrest Clinton dropped it a bit short, and Forrest managed to just find that gap at deep mid wicket. But Albert Van der Merwe stretched out his long arms, and a great bit of fielding. Looks like he's a bit slow.
I wonder, is he?
Up.
Yeah.
Forrest calling desperately for some water. A well-deserved drink. He's played well. Van der Merwe looks all right. Probably just took a bit of a knock. Maybe even spiked himself with his own shoes.
Could have, yeah.
Good bit of fielding.
It's a good fielder, Albie.
Yeah, he's got big hands. He's got very big hands. And
he likes that sort of tight mid-wicket position. He sort of lurks there. In comes Clinton. Bobo making his point there.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to run.
No. I think you're right.
Oh, Max has just missed it. It's going to be boys.
It was really just straight through the keeper.
Yeah, Gallagher kind of looks as if he's going to pull it, and whether Max just, like we said, he's not a natural keeper. He's not done it before, I don't think. He's looked okay, but his natural instincts probably won't be to catch that. It's just maybe get out of the way, and that was the case there, and a good way to finish for Clontarf with that boundary.
I'm kind of surprised to see Max with the gloves. I mean, he's an enormously athletic fielder.
Yeah. Maybe I suppose they just don't have another option.
Yeah, maybe so, yeah.
Shah coming back on this end. Umpires just having a word with each other here. I don't really know what it's about. Maybe overs bowled.
Yeah, I think they have their cards out, so it looks as though that could be the discussion.
We're sitting beside the scorers here who don't seem to be questioning too much.
Partnership now worth 72.
So Shah does continue his spell. Bowling to Bobo Forrest, looking.
He's got it all again. It looks like
He's got it.
Another six. Bobo Forrest.
That is a kill, and that brings up his 50. To a great round of applause from his colleagues in.
Shah can only stand there with his hands in his hips as Bobo Forrest goes for the reverse sweep and hits it again for six. His second six in that area, and it's not just popping over. He's hitting it well enough to clear it.
I mean, it's a seriously difficult shot, that.
Yeah, it is. But it's obviously one of his great strengths. So
absolutely,
to us
yeah.
It might be difficult, but to him it probably isn't.
I'm not sure whether, because he's a fine hockey player, whether that helps
Yeah.
with the implementation of that shot.
Looks as if the ball bounced off the pavement and into the
into the gardens.
Cartwright escorting umpire Bala out. He'll be wanting a soft ball, I'd say.
Great to see the wall almost full now. I've no doubt with the home team in this evening's final, there'll be a great atmosphere around the ground. Great day's cricket here. Clontarf.
That's a beautiful shot. Straight down the Murphy knew the minute he got it, it was four.
A little unlucky.
Yeah, it was unlucky.
A little unlucky.
Did a brilliant bit of fielding down there, similar situation. But just held on to the ball a bit long there, and this has been a great over so far for Clontarf. My 137 has been blown out of the water here.
Tell you, if these two stay here, Balbo, it's a big if, of course.
Could be two. Could well be two. This will test Forrest's fitness now. He's
here
coming
we go.
Back. Wrong end. Could be three.
Could be three. Yeah.
Oh, they have as well.
Oh,
They've
could be
managed
4.
to scramble 3, would you believe it? All happening here. Shah fumbles it,
There's
doesn't really bother
nothing
to
like
get
a set of buzzers to get a crowd going.
2 buzzers. The Clontarf boys enjoying themselves there.
They're
They
getting a
weren't
little
enjoying
chirpy now.
Yeah, I mean they were quiet enough earlier on, but as expected when they lost 3 or 4 early wickets. But these two have batted brilliantly and are pushing along here for a 100 partnership. This looks like it could be a very good score, particularly on this pitch that's been played on once already, and obviously us Pembroke defended 140 on it, so looks good so far for Clontarf.
No, I think that's safe. Yeah, it is. Good bit of fielding.
Good to see Wild Bill looking to get into the hedges there to get the ball. He's one of the best for that whenever the ball's going in the garden.
He's iconic down here.
Whether he takes them and sells them off, I still don't know. Oh, Forrest goes for that go-to shot. Shah's seen him gone a bit, and he's just thrown it up a bit slower. And Forrest departs for a very well-made 59. He's built this innings himself almost, and he's brought Clontarf right back into this game. He'll be disappointed. Obviously, he hasn't batted the 20, but he's done a superb job for his team here.
He has done a superb job. He's dragged them right back into this game, having come to the wicket at 50 for 4. He departs at 136. Tremendous innings on the part of Bobo Forrest. Gets a really well-deserved round of applause. Well done, Bobo. The incoming batsman, Conor Kelly, another very experienced cricketer.
Yeah, and another person who can hit a big ball.
Absolutely.
He'll be a threat with bat and ball, I presume. And presuming he will bowl, of course.
Oh,
but
he's still one of the canniest in Division 1. He's great. He's a really good cricketer, I think. Conor Kelly, another man who's been around a long time. He's about to face his first delivery. In comes Shah around the wicket. Just hits it down the ground. Ryan Cartwright collects and brings the ball in. So, I'm delighted to say the score is 137. I'll repeat that. 137 for 5. And
5 wickets would be nice now.
I'm feeling thirsty.
As if Cartwright's going to come back here and finish his spell from that top end.
Cartwright bowled well early on without much luck, to tell you the truth.
A couple of balls were squeezed down to fine leg for 4, and he missed the bat a lot in that first 6 overs. But Clontarf dealt pretty well with him. He put his bad ball away and kind of were happy enough for this good ball to just go through to Sorensen. A lot of discussions with Van der Merwe and Sorensen, the captain, about field settings. Obviously, in this last 3 or 4 hours, it's vital that you get your best fielders in the best positions. Fine leg, third man, deep cover, deep square leg, long on and mid off up. So we'll see what Kelly can do for us here with Pretorius steaming in from the St. John's Road end. Oh, it's
Trouble if he hit? No.
I think Kelly was sort of just running no matter where that went. He almost played it half of it down the pitch.
I think your synopsis is 100% factual. Always a good end to bat from. Gallagher on on strike. 138 for 5. We're in the 18th over.
Yeah, and Gallagher just doing his bit. I mean, we haven't spoken much about him because he hasn't kind of done what Forrest did, and that was hit loads of boundaries. But he stayed in there, and he's had to work hard for his 20. But he's sort of been the glue to this innings at the moment. Lads have been able to bat around him. Banged in short from Pretorius.
It's good delivery.
Yeah, it did him for pace a bit there. Bit wide maybe, if anything, but you know, no matter how you get your dots, as long as you get them.
Marty Block signalling. Ryan Cartwright back into the attack here. Well done, Wild, as he parades up and down the wall. Now, he is an animal to find a ball. He's got to be the best ball garden finder Pembroke have ever produced.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen the list, but he'd be right up there.
And so in comes Cartwright. It's a good shot again from Gallagher. Been a good over this thus far. There's a call for screen movement. Conor Kelly on strike. Ryan Cartwright, Conor Kelly. It's been a good over this.
Yeah, and you'd almost expect that with your overseas player coming back and bowling these 2 overs at the death. He's mixed it up well. That one, last one, looking like a slower ball. And for batters coming in, it's not easy. Kelly's just sort of looked to go with a run of ball. But like I said, Clontarf have got themselves a total here where earlier they looked like they might not have. Oh, that's pretty close. He's gone a long way across.
Yes, he's got him.
He kind of edged across the stumps there and looked to clip him. Looks as if it's hit him in the pad pretty hard.
Yeah, it does. I'm not sure whether he got it just on the inside of the pad there. But it's been a good over this from Ryan Cartwright. He's been asked by his skipper to come back into the attack and has done so with great gusto and great skill. And running out to the wicket is David Delaney. Bowled well last night.
The incoming batsman, David Delaney.
Yeah, he can hit a ball as well.
He can, absolutely.
Handy batter down the order. He can hit a clean ball. He's built pretty well. Strong kid, so we obviously know he's got a bit of pace behind him with the ball, so if he can sort of turn himself into an all-rounder, he could be a very exciting prospect.
Absolutely. So he asks umpire Block for particular guard, gets his guard.
What guard did you ask for in your day?
Square leg.
Square leg, get away from the ball.
Oh, as quick as I could. No, anything that was anyway sort of military medium even. Didn't like it. No, afraid not. Wasn't my cup of tea. Loved a good off spinner. Loved it. The problem was they also loved me. So Delaney about to face his first ball.
Ooh, that's quick, but
that
it's
is
wide.
quick.
And they're handy runs. There's
They are
a few
big
claps
time handy
Clontarf
runs.
lads, because that's 5. I mean, without having to do anything really, it's taken off. It's probably a big wide as well. Sorensen doesn't stand a chance.
There's probably not many quicker in Div 1 in Leinster than
Yeah,
Cartwright.
I've been impressed. It's the first time I've seen him. I don't want to say anything too damning because I may well have to go out and face him later on this evening. But
absolutely.
yeah, he's looked good.
He has looked good, yeah.
raw.
Big, strong lad.
Just another one.
There's
Would
another
you
one.
believe it? This is not ideal for the Hills. These are key runs in this situation, and Sorensen's lying there in despair, and it's 10 runs off no deliveries, and
Gallagher just having a word with David Delaney.
coming back over the wicket now.
Yeah.
Oh, there's nothing worse when you're in the field. There's nothing more deflating than a 5 wides. It really just, no matter what the situation, it just completely deflates it. Surely not a third.
Here we go.
Oh,
No.
could be 2. It should be 2.
should be 2
Delaney's
there.
quick. Thought it was 2 the minute it came off the bat.
So did
but
I, but I'm not sure whether.
They probably don't need to because they've got 11 or 12 from it. He's like we said at the start, he bowled well, but just that sort of, he bowled the 5 wides at the start of the innings and he's bowled 2 in that over. And Clontarf got to 150, so we both lost.
Well and truly.
This is 2, is it?
No. Well and truly hammered. This is going to prove itself to be a useful total.
Yeah, it will.
No doubt
definitely,
about it.
absolutely. The Hills will be really disappointed, I think. You know, they look a bit deflated out there now. I'm not going to say too much about Cartwright as he trundles out to us here. So, but I mean,
Good bat as well, Balbo, I'll tell you.
yeah.
Hits it hard.
So I mean, when they were 40 or 50 for 4, they were right in it. But like we said, Forrest played an outstanding knock, and you know, if Clontarf go on and win this game, it'll could well be a match-winning innings. But 2 overs to go.
Yep. Got to be looking at high 160s, 170, you would have thought. 150 for 6. We're about to commence the 19th over. Good quick call of no.
Sorensen just gets a pad in that. He doesn't really fancy it there. Like we said, he's a part-time keeper, but he's done all right today. I mean, he's had a few wides, and you can't expect too much from a part-time keeper. It's tough work anyway, even if you do it all the time. But starts with a dot van der Merwe. Oh, reverse sweep from Delaney. Doesn't get anything on it, so good start to this over. Whether Delaney's better off just trying to bang it down the ground, and
I kind of think he is, to
yeah,
tell
I
the
mean,
truth.
unless he gets it over there, it's not really worth the risk. You're better
I
off
mean,
just,
it's and it's
it's a big hit out there.
Yeah, it's
Even
a
if you get
huge
it over
hit.
a point, you might
Yeah.
only get 2 or 3.
yeah, absolutely.
That's a lot better from Delaney. Through the line, hits it for 4. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah,
Someone like Delaney
that's-
doesn't need to play these reverse sweeps. If he just
Yeah.
keeps doing that, playing with that bit of width, throws his hands at it, times it well enough to beat that long off, and a great shot from Delaney.
I have to say, I'm surprised we haven't seen Tomas Murphy because he's bowled a lot in the sort of qualifiers and bowled well, bowled both economically and taken a number of wickets. So it's well bowled. That's just the one.
And Gallagher, who's still here, we said it earlier that he's just kind of stayed there and held the innings together.
Yeah, he's
We haven't really seen an aggressive side to him that we may well see in these last few balls. Oh, wow, nearly squirts it through. But gets that single that he's done throughout his innings. He's rotated the strike. He's kept the scoreboard ticking. And like we said at the start of the over, Clontarf are on 156 here with about 7-8 balls to go, and really in a strong position. Runs on the board. Oh, good bowling from Albie. Bowling it in the block hole. Hitting his York as well. Finished at the 19th over. Clontarf 157 for 6.
You know, but you know, the Hills will fancy this as well, Balbo. You know, Max is still an enormously dangerous batsman.
Yeah, they've got a good batting lineup with Max, Sean Terry, Cartwright. You second hit a big ball. Shah's got runs in the league. So Yeah, I mean, it's great to have runs on the board, but with a batting lineup as destructive as that, Max got 105 down here in a club game last week and 50 balls. So he'll know the dimensions of the ground pretty well from last week, and he's in a good bit of form. So, yeah, I mean, it should be a good chase.
I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Oh, hesitated,
Yes, yeah.
but went for it and threw it. Got his direct hit. Not much damage done, to be honest. Gallagher dismissed for 22. He's played well.
He's played really well, I think.
Sort of like, it'll probably go unnoticed, but a really important innings at a time where Clontarf needed someone like that, and he rotated the strike well. I mean, he was run out there, and that's going to happen in the last over. So, but I think a really impressive knock from Gallagher, and the way he batted with Forrest was very impressive.
So the new bat for Clontarf, Ropu Islam, and he comes to the wicket with the score at 157. That's a superb shot.
Stood and delivered, and
That's a quality shot. That was a case of stand and deliver, really, wasn't it?
yeah, absolutely.
He hit it flush.
He's a strong guy, so that man at mid-off has gone up now. So, hits him hard again. Could put Shaukat under pressure here. Ropu settles for 1.
I think they got to be looking at one. They get a bounce at the ball, 170, 175 perhaps.
Yeah.
What have we? 2 or 3 balls left this over. Ropu on strike.
Good running.
Well run, yeah, very well
Sorensen
run.
picked it up cleanly, but always tough with one hand to hit the stumps. Ropu gets a bat net, exactly what Delaney would have wanted.
It's been a useful little knock by David Delaney, this.
Good bouncer, should be out. Cartwright decides not to throw it.
Was a good bouncer, you're right.
Delaney did well there to just kind of shimmy it away, but runs at this back end of the innings vital for Clontarf. Yeah, I thought this is the last over, I think. I think the overs was just a bit slow.
Yes,
Tick over.
You're right, yeah.
Last ball,
Yeah.
Ropu decide not to go for the second. Gives Delaney, no, that's it. Clontarf end up 165 from there, 20. An innings that ebbed and flowed. I mean, Clontarf started well, the Hills got back into it, then they were on top. And slowly Clontarf built this innings up, and a partnership from Gallagher and Forrest worth about 80 has brought them right back into this game. And with a total of 165, you'd think that'd be a very good total, but you know, the Hills will back themselves. They've backed themselves all year. That's why they're in all the cup competitions still. So looking forward to seeing how the chase goes.
Yep. It's, I think, a very competitive total, that. And Clontarf, given the fact that they were 50 for 4 will be more than happy to have not only clawed their way back into the game, but posted a very good total. So Clontarf finish with 165 for 7. And welcome back to Pembroke Cricket Club. Great to have you on a beautiful day here in the heart of Sandymount. Gorgeous day. It's the T-final 20-over showpiece in Leinster cricket, all courtesy of LHK Insurances. And a big thank you to them. In our first semi-final, Pembroke accounted for Marion, so they will play in the final later. The question is, who will they play? And in the first innings of the second semi-final, Pembroke won the toss, elected to bat, and having done so, scored 165 runs. A really competitive total, that. And so, to open the bowling for Clontarf, it'll be David Delaney. Fine young bowler, this young man.
Yeah, and usually the case with fast bowlers, when they get a few runs as well, they always seem to bowl with a bit of wind behind them. I know David Delaney's got some raw pace as it is, but it'll suit him with this ridge as Terry faces up to him first ball. And in case you've got your volume turned up and may want to turn it down, it is Robert Forrest, the point that you will hear for 20 overs.
And you talked about young fast bowlers getting their dander up and they get a few runs. Bobo gets the volume turned right up, and rightly so too.
The first free hit of the day.
I don't remember one.
Yeah. No, I think it's the first of the day. Overstepping. Free hit.
Sean Terry, the man charged with the free hit. Sean Terry, previously of Dublin YMCA.
Where's he going to hit it really quick? Where's he going to hit it?
Cow.
I'd say cover.
Okay.
Ooh, it's closer to the cover than it is the cow. It squirts over point for 4, given a bit of room by Delaney, and Terry throws his hands at it and gets his first boundary of the innings. But I suppose a free hit, it's
a nice way to
yeah, it's nice,
isn't
to get
it?
off the
Yeah,
mark with
absolutely.
It's never the easiest, you know. So many shots go through your mind, and where should I put it? And you're best to just stand there and lash it. I mean, Delaney's got a bit of pace behind him. You can just use the pace that he's given you, and for like that instance there, Terry slashes it over Forrest there, a point for the first boundary of the Hills innings.
Great to see the what I call the grass car park here nearly full, Balbo.
Yeah,
it's great.
The second rugby pitch, I think it is.
Yeah.
You know, when I was growing up, they used to put them out there, sort of at that deep sweeper side. But I think because that's the main rugby pitch, it probably makes more sense. It probably makes more sense to go the sort of second rugby pitch with the new drainage system put in.
And in comes David Delaney, Sean Terry on strike.
Oh, big appeal.
A huge appeal.
Delaney's convinced it was going to hit, but blocked, doesn't move and gives it leg buys for 4. Delaney's marching over towards point as if to say it was absolutely plumb. It's a bit tricky from this angle to tell if it was going to hit, but hit him on the full, it looked like. But at the end of the day, it goes for 4.
Long way for Davey to get back to his mark.
Yeah, he was incensed there. I think he's convinced that Marty Blocks missed one there, but Marty didn't seem to think so, and the leg boys was the call. That'll probably fire him up a bit more, but this has been a good start from the Hills. Obviously the free hits help, but they've got 2 boundaries in this first over. Delaney probably just needs to cool down a bit, hit his line and length. Oh. Wicketkeeper not too impressed. He's had to move around a bit here in this first over.
Davey certainly fired up. Oh, could be trouble here if he hits.
Shah was almost shaking Sean Terry's hand there. Terry didn't really want to go anywhere.
I'm not sure whether he saw where it went.
No, it was a good ball.
Yeah, it was a good ball.
Good Yorker. Terry's done well to dug it out, and Sean maybe a bit too keen at the top end, is trying to pinch a single, but Terry was having none of it. Good comeback this from David
Yeah, it
Delaney.
is a good comeback. An eventful first over.
Yeah, free hit, a big LB shout, a couple of boundaries, a near run out.
Yeah.
10 for none.
Cricket as we love it.
Bowling from nursery end, John Mooney.
And so coming in to bowl the second over, the vastly experienced John Mooney. He'll take time in setting his field.
John Mooney getting limbered up for a spell by pushing the side screen.
Yeah.
John Boy, of course, getting a first bowler in the first innings. He'd be desperate to pull it back with the ball. The keeper Barnes up to the crease straight away to put the pressure on Shah as he faces up to his first ball this second innings of the semi-final.
He's got to get down.
Good bit of feeling from Gallagher.
Yeah. There's the old Rosslare Express. It's a good shot.
It's Ross Lair, not the other way.
Is that not going towards Bray? It's
not.
not.
Live out
It's
in
not.
that direction, no. Take that jacket off. It's getting hot in here. That's going to town, Heatley. You'd be on the wrong train if you were on that one looking to go to Bray.
The old Connolly Express.
Ooh, beats the outside edge. Shah looking for that width. All the men up in the offside in the ring. Clontarf's 2 men out of long on and deep square, so his 2 men are up, fine leg and short third man, and I quite like that field. If you're going to take the pace off it, I think it's best to have those 2 men up in the ring. That's what we tried to do with Hopkins in the first game, was have your 2 men up and put your men back at long on and deep square. I like this field.
Good positive start this from the Hills.
Yeah, and the wicket being a bit slow, the first 6 is probably vital. If the Hills want to chase this down, I think the first 6 will sort of set the tone for them. Terry started quite brightly with his first boundary and his first ball to Mooney here. Thick inside edge, out to Delaney at deep square. He's got a good throw on him. Just a single.
I have to say it's not that often down the years I've seen Clontarf open the bowling without Joe Morrissey.
Yeah.
He's
Seasoned campaigner.
absolutely.
A good finish from Mooney. Beats Shah's outside edge again. 14 for the loss of no wicket after 2 overs, the Hills. Started solidly enough. I suppose you don't want to lose wickets in the first couple of overs, but been a couple of play and misses to keep the Clontarf seem as interested.
Delaney continuing his spell now.
Cars continuing to flow in here.
It's great. I think they know who's in the final, Balbo.
Yeah.
The home supporters.
Didn't come down for the first game too early, but they'll be down.
Oh, big
Bars
time.
open. Bit of heat on the wall.
Yeah, lovely. Beautiful. Lovely Saturday evening. In comes David Delaney. Sean Terry on strike. Nicely
good-looking
played.
shot.
Yeah, good shot for no run.
Bowling that good Yorker length, and seen it a couple of times in the last over. A really good length. Not much you can do with that, apart from maybe squirt it down to third man, but a good start from Delaney, albeit a bit of a mixed bag last over. He's bowled with good pace, and he's hit his Yorkers nicely. Pembroke lads just sort of filter back from, there was talk of wings. I heard the shout wings for lunch, and a few of them have filtered off to get their food and refuel and rehydrate for this evening's game.
Very important. Delaney to Terry. Another good delivery. Good full length delivery. He's an exciting prospect, isn't he, David Delaney?
Yeah, I think anyone who can bowl with a good pace, there's excitement about. You know, I suppose we've Josh Little and Max Neville, who are still under 17 and under 19, and David Delaney's come through as part of the academy, and he's another exciting prospect, absolutely. And he's bowling dots. He's bowling dots in this first six, and Terry, you can see in Terry, he looks a bit frustrated. The last ball he ran down the wicket and tried something different, but John Boy putting the arm around Delaney's shoulder and probably just telling him not to change much. You're doing well. You don't have to search for wickets, because with the decent total on it and quite a slow wicket, you don't have to change it up too much. Just keep bowling dots.
Yeah, it's been a very good over thus far from Delaney. Dots always tends to bring a little bit of pressure. Sean Terry on strike. In comes David Delaney. Right arm over the wicket. Another full length ball. Just steered down sort of deep gully for a single. Shah's had a good season for
Yeah, yes. I mean,
he's done well.
We played a game at the start of the season, and we had the Hills 7 down, needing about 95 with nine overs to go. And Shah managed to score 100 not out and win them the game. And yeah, he's a good player. Danish international, I believe.
Yep, absolutely.
I didn't know there was a big Danish population down in Skerries there, but
Well, I was only talking to Jeremy Bray the other day, the lead coach with Denmark Cricket. He was telling me that there's quite a few promising young cricketers.
It's
Great bit of fielding, superb bit of fielding.
Down and up really quickly, and
Yeah.
just keeps that to 1. Another good over from Delaney. 17 for none from 3. Sorry. As Mooney gets ready to bowl the 4th.
He's looking fit, John Boy, isn't he?
I think something's going to happen this over. I think the Hills realise that they're going to have to make use of this first 6, and both batters have looked a bit frustrated, so we might see something happen here with Shah.
Shouldn't be two. No, there isn't two. Good work there from Ropu, making sure it's only a single. Brings Sean Terry on strike.
Something happening this ball. A dot ball. There, that could be the Rosslare Express now.
Now that
Pace.
yeah, pace, absolute pace. Few punters on their way to Kelly's Hotel, no doubt. It's good delivery. Still a wiry fox is John Mooney. So experienced. Nearly 200 caps for Ireland. An iconic figure in the game on these shores. In he comes. Should just be the single. Yep. Oh.
And Terry will be a bit frustrated with that. He's hit it quite well.
Yeah.
But he's just picked him out. He's only got a single for it. Barnes lets out a cry as the ball just looked to have clipped his finger on the return. This has been an impressive start from the two Clontarf seamers.
When are you England bound? You going tomorrow?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, back
Okay.
Friday night.
Okay.
Jeepers, that is taken off a length. I'm not really sure what length that was, but it hit him straight in the grill.
It's good delivery.
Yeah,
Nasty delivery.
he's gonna need a new lid, I think.
Yeah. Oh. On comes the water boy. I think it's a lid, not water, that he needs.
Seems to be the way now. If you get hit in the helmet, they say.
It's funny, isn't it?
You say that they tell you if the ball gets a good hit on one of the helmets that you need to replace it straight away. So obviously safety first.
Absolutely. Quickest bowler you faced? Probably Dale Steyn, was it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I remember that.
Yep.
Must have faced a couple of slippery guys in the nets at Middlesex as well, I would have thought.
Steve Finn
Mm.
was probably the quickest there.
Mm.
Boyd as well in the Irish net.
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't comfortable.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought so. There goes Mum.
Yep. As long as it's on a good wicket, you don't really mind. If it's on a wicket that's got a bit in it, you wouldn't mind. You don't really want that, because if you're on a wicket that you know is going to bounce through, it's fine. But if you get it on a wicket that's quite tricky to play on, it's not ideal.
Yeah, looks as though Shah's got his new helmet. 19 without loss, the Hills, chasing 166 for victory. Interesting move this on the part of the Clontarf skipper to keep Delaney on.
Yeah. I suppose they lost Conor Kelly. Conor Kelly isn't out there, so had to bring a sub-fielder on for him. I think after that knock he got with the bat as the stray pedestrian walks past the side screen. It's amazing how often that happens around the grounds. And you try to explain it to them, and they don't understand. My mum still doesn't understand. She just stops no matter what. So, but yeah, we were bound to get one or two of them today. Full toss. Terry hits it straight back over.
Just off the splice of the bat. Will it go?
Down there. Does go for 4.
Does go, yeah. Well, in the Wolves fixture in Claremont Road last week, my own mum was down and doing a lap of the ground, and her grandson was batting, and she stood in front of the screen and wouldn't move, and I think she was waving at Jack, but
he was probably waving back at her, telling her.
Yeah, I think he probably was, and I'm not sure. But
lovely.
It's another good shot. It's a really good shot.
Through, straight down the ground, saved the legs. 4 runs. Sean Terry getting 2 boundaries here at the start of this 5th over. Delaney looking for Barnes to come up to the crease. It sort of tells you what sort of keeper Barnes is, to be able to stand up to David Delaney. But Terry's starting to find his feet a bit here, and it's a pretty safe shot down the ground. There's no fielders behind the bowler, so a good start to this over.
Terry away with you next week?
I believe so, yeah. Actually, I'm not 100% sure of the squad. I have it, but I don't know everyone off by heart, but I think Sean is, yeah.
Certainly Terry's footwork looks a lot freer. A little bit of confidence coming into his entire demeanour now.
Boundary does, particularly back-to-back boundaries.
Absolutely.
Just feel a bit better. Your feet start to move a bit better, and he certainly looked far more comfortable in these 3 balls than he probably has in the last couple of overs.
How wonderful is that waft of the
barbecue?
Oh, it's fantastic.
I had to decline it earlier. I had my lunch at home, so
okay.
I missed out on the burgers going.
Yeah.
Maybe later on.
Maybe later, yeah, exactly. In comes Delaney. It's a good comeback by Delaney, this.
Yeah.
He's done well.
Yeah, I mean, when you hit for two 4s at the start of the over, it's 1-4, you're under a lot of pressure for the rest of the over, but he's come back well here. It's probably helped having the keeper up, not allowing Terry to kind of run at him.
It's another good shot. Oh, it's great fielding.
Yeah, it's a big boundary out
yeah,
there.
It is a big boundary.
Good relay from Clontarf. A good bit of fielding there. Andrew Vincent out there.
It was Andrew Vincent, yeah. Terrific bit of fielding. Oh, another helmet on the way. No. I'm afraid he got the short shift.
Taking the bowling at the nursery end, Robu Islam.
First piece of spin into the attack for Clontarf. Here comes Ropu Islam. I'm doing Ropu a disservice here.
Right arm medium pace.
Yes, absolutely. been a hot day in the sun.
It stayed low. First ball Roper gets shot along the ground and it's taken out Shaw's off stump. Seen that in the first innings as well with the off spinner staying low from this end. A ball that Shaw looked to cut and it gets under him, and Clontarf got the first wicket of this innings.
Brings the first wicket. Hamid Shah bowling for 4.
And so Shah departs, having scored 4 runs, and the incoming batsman, who always does that traditional crouch before he makes his way onto the field of play, former Irish international Albert van der Merwe, about to join Sean Terry. 29 for 1 now. We're in the 6th over. Kind of like the way this game is shaping up. Thought it had the potential to be a good game, and I still think that.
Yeah, it is 2 pretty evenly matched teams. Both teams at the top of the, well, near the top of the table in Division 1 here in Leinster. And Clontarf would be happy with how this first 6 have gone, particularly having taken that wicket.
Albie's been in the runs of late, so I've no doubt he'll be feeling good about himself. Crouches down, as is his wont. Little bit of gardening. Good start this from Ropu.
Yeah, I mean, a wicket in his first ball is the ideal way to start a spell, but he's followed it up, bowled straight. Ball probably what you need to do in this wicket, nice and straight. Bit worried about these clouds. They've become a bit dark. Hoping we don't get any rain. I don't think it's forecasted.
No, it's not. It's not. Yes. Rain, rain, go to Spain. So Van der Merwe off the mark with a single. Just pushed down the ground. 30 for 1 now. We're in the 6th over. Good crowd building for what I'm sure will be a tremendous T20 final. Nice shot again from Terry. It's just the one though. Delaney gathers and delivers a fine throw to the keeper. Your thoughts?
I think Clontarf are on top, I think, but what we saw earlier was the Hills were in a similar situation, or sorry, Clontarf were in a similar situation batting, and they lost 2 or 3 quick wickets, so that will be on the Hills' mind. But certainly Clontarf would have taken that first 6, 32 for 1, as Joe Morrissey comes on. He'll like that you can have those extra men out in the boundary. And you know, it's I think if the Hills can chase from here, it'll be a high-class chase. But they've got guys in their team that can score well over a run of ball, so Clontarf will be well aware of that. But certainly from the first 6, I'd say that Clontarf are on top at the moment.
Yep. And in comes the Clontarf skipper, Joe Morrissey. Thought they might have looked for a second there.
Yeah, it's hard out in that boundary to kind of. You want to come in off the boundary, but at the same time, you don't want to be too close in that if it goes past you, or if it's hit straight, it's past you. So, yeah, they need to start maybe pushing their singles and maybe turning them into twos. Clontarf bought a lot of dot balls so far today.
Good start this from the Clontarf skipper. Getting great encouragement from his colleagues. Had a good game as Declan Gallagher. Couple of
High compliments, Heatley.
what would you
Just the
expect?
usual, yeah.
It's good
And
delivery.
that one's hit the keeper in the helmet. So everyone's getting hit. Just need hit that using that ridge again.
Yeah. Good crowd, Balbo, all around the ground now. See the president of Cricket Leinster, big day for him. Derek Dockrell just surveying the scene. Good over from Jomo.
Yep. Solid start from him as you sort of expect.
Mm.
Boundaries few and far between here for the Hills. They've now over there where they got a couple of them, but they've certainly dried up a bit here. The umpires just having a chat there. They could well be talking about the pitch. We've seen a couple that have one taken the helmet of the batter and a couple of staying low. So maybe in the umpires' heads at the moment, but
Interesting. Good start to the 8th over. Always good to start with the dot ball. They've bowled a good line.
yeah, they have. They've bowled straight.
They've
and that's
bowled straight, yeah.
sort of what I said earlier is that on this particular pitch, just bowl straight and set straight fields, and they've done that so far.
Ropu to Terry. It's another good bit of fielding.
Yeah, they've been excellent this
They
field.
have been excellent, yeah.
They're getting away with bowling full tosses. And
Yeah.
when you're chasing 165, you need to put that ball away, if not as for a single, or if not for a boundary, at least a single.
Mm. Couple of changes in the field now.
It's a good shot from Terry. Probably one of the longest boundaries in the ground.
That's a really good shot.
Clipped it over, sort of wideish long on for a 6, and much needed for Terry. Like I said, the boundaries have been dry enough in the last few overs, so a good shot from Terry.
It was a very good shot. Should just be a single, and is. Ropu would like to get out of the over now with that. With the dot delivery, I'm sure. They might take a second here, will they? No.
Yeah, brave to take on John. He's got a bullet of an arm, and he gets to the ball very quickly. But a better out from the hills. That Terry 6 in the middle has really helped them in a time where they probably need boundaries. But they've 9 wickets in hand here. There won't be too much panicking going on. They've got players who can come in and hit 6s from the off. So.
Yep. Looks as though Big Maxi is next in.
The keeper batsman.
Absolutely.
The Gilchrist role. Oh, Van der Merwe going for a sweep. Morrissey just takes pace off it. Good take from Barnes. Was probably blinded for a bit of it there. Ex-South African under-19 cricketer, I was told this morning.
Barnes?
Barnes, yeah.
Okay.
Played for them in the under-19 World Cup in Malaysia in 2008, where they got to the final. So.
What years did you play under 19?
8 and 10.
8 and 10.
10,
Okay, yeah.
With no success.
It'll be a wide delivery.
It's a bit chilly now, isn't it?
It's got a bit chilly. Very glad I'm resplendent in my cricket Leinster jacket, I can tell you. You'll be heading for a Gansey shortly, I would have thought.
Yep.
Morrissey to Van der Merwe. It's a nice shot. No, it's just the single.
Oh, what a superb
brilliant bit of fielding. That really is a tremendous bit of fielding.
Could hear the thud from here.
Yeah. Terry's hit a lot of good shots for one run.
Yeah, he has, yeah, and that's the frustrating thing as a batsman when you middle the ball and you don't get any value for it. But he's still there, 28 not out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lovely clip from Van der Merwe. Just dropped short of the boundary.
Yeah, 1 bounce 4.
Turning into a good over again here from the hills. They're picking up boundaries with a bit more ease than they had been before.
Yeah, good shot there from Van der Merwe.
Oh, sounded like a nick.
Has he got him?
Yeah, he's given him.
Got him.
Sounded good from here.
Yeah.
Just a faint edge. A good catch from Barnes. A smart catch. Morrissey gets his man. Van der Merwe just scored his first boundary there, and he'll be disappointed. It was a bit wide. But Clontarf break that partnership. A good time to get a wicket. It's always a good time to get a wicket, but Max Sorensen looking like he's going to come in now, and like I said, he's a boundary hitter. It looks like Max has just nipped off to the toilet. Too much water.
Where are you, Maxie?
It could be timed out. I think there is a rule in timing out. I think it's a minute you have until you're out there.
No, still no sign.
I think it looks they're going to have to send someone else in now, which is
Looks as though it's this Cormac McLaughlin.
not ideal really, but I don't think there was no communication between Albie and Max there. Albie's not too happy, but when you gotta go, you gotta go.
I'm afraid so. Tell you, that could just be a little bit costly.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's something small, but like, this is no disrespect to Cormac, but Max is one of the cleanest hitters in the province, and
He had a good day here recently.
He did. He got 100 here last week in 50 overs and 50 balls. Sorry, and that in a period of the game where the Hills probably need to up the run rate. The run rate's up, 8s and 9s, and but like I said, the toilet's cold.
Yeah. So McLaughlin about to face his first ball. In comes Jomo. Easy single.
Well, he's surfaced. I know.
Oh, we're back.
He's back from the toilet. That
Yep.
was quick, but
and so that concludes the 9th over. 9 overs have been bowled. The Hills 50 for the loss of 2 wickets. 166 runs required for a Hills victory. Coming into the attack now. This is our first spinner. In comes Samir Dutt. Just limbering up.
yeah, not as many spinners in Clontarf side as there is the Hills. You've got Dutt and Andrew Pointer can bowl a few off spinners, but we'll call it 1.5 spinners. Call is push. Looks like they only got one John Mooney very quick off that cow corner boundary. 2 quick guys out there, Delaney and Mooney.
Oh,
That's 6. Save the legs.
yeah.
Biggest boundary in the ground, and he hits it clean enough to go for 6. Dutt hasn't started too well here. He's dropped a couple short, and that's been punished.
It's looked a little bit nervy there. Terry's moved on to 34 here, Balbo. Just
Yeah, he's put the bad ball away in the last
He
couple of
has,
overs, which we saw in the first 6. He was getting frustrated that he wasn't doing that, but he started to do that, and a key man for this Hills team. He needs to bat as deep as he can. Big sweep from Terry. Hits it onto his pad, gets through for a single. But intent shown from Terry. He wants to get after Dutt. He doesn't want him to settle. Usually in T20 you pick a bowler that you might look to get after, and maybe they've spoken about Dutt and maybe they see him as a guy they can get after. They've started well against him here. Oh, Oh, it's bowled him.
And he's got him. And so
Third wicket to fall. Cormac McLaughlin Gavin.
and so
2.
Cormac McLaughlin Gavin departs, having scored 2 runs and making his way out to the wicket now is Max Sorensen. He joins Sean Terry. Sean Terry on 35. The score 58 for the loss of 3 wickets now.
Second semi-final. The Hills are 58 for 3, chasing 166 for victory.
And I'm delighted to be joined by John Anderson. Afternoon to you, John.
Good afternoon, Heatley.
All well, I hope.
Yes, thanks, except for the result this morning.
Mm-hmm. Didn't quite go your way.
No, we got beaten by the better team. Pembroke were much too good for us in the first game.
Yeah, and you've been having a good season, you guys. Going well in the Irish Senior Cup, and
Yes, we lost in the quarter-final to Warrington in the Irish Senior Cup, and last week beat Clontarf to get to the final of the Leinster Senior Cup.
that seemed to be a cracker of a game.
That was an excellent game. Clontarf are excellent side, and it's shaping up to be an exciting finish here today.
Yeah, I think so. It's an important stand this now between Sorensen and Terry.
Yes, these are the 2 batsmen the Hills will be looking to get a big score. Obviously, Max Sorensen, very clean hit of the ball. And that's a great shot by Sean Terry. Reverse sweep, Joe Morrissey, and it goes over the short third man for 4.
Was a good shot. Nicely executed.
Just a little bit more bounce off the ridge, bowling
Yeah.
from that far side. And able to get it over the short third man.
Should just be the one. Is just the one. I was watching with great interest a game you guys played against Terranure recently. Or, sorry, against Trinity, should I say. And I was dying to know what the breakfast chat was the following morning.
Yes, that game I played against my wife. A couple of weeks ago, we actually played together against the Hills in the T20 qualifying round. Well run single there by Sean Terry. Isabel got 3 for 16 in her 3 overs against the Hills. I got 3 for 19.
Yep.
She didn't make the squad for the final.
Might be the 2 there, will there? Could even be 3. Yeah. Yeah. 3 runs taken there. We're in the 11th over. Nicely played, just a single. And that concludes the over. The Hills now moving on to 68, requiring 98 runs for victory.
11 and over now needed, and
After 11 overs,
I think, as Andy pointed out, that the Hills will be looking to target the spinner here in Samir Dutt, especially Max Sorensen hitting straight towards the shorter of the straight boundaries.
Yeah, that run rate is just creeping. Sorensen on strike. In comes Samir Dutt. It's just a single.
Max Sorensen might take a few balls here just to get a few singles and get himself to five or 10 at a runner ball, and then look to hit a few sixes. That's his game, really.
Yep. Very few more capable. It's a big appeal.
Big appeal coming off Sean Terry's glove. I'm not sure what that was for, but a well scampered single.
Mm. Sorensen on strike. Samir Dutt, right arm over the wicket, well bowled. It's a good single.
Have a single for Max Sorensen. Trying to get Sean Terry on strike then. Batsman that's in at the moment on 44. Max is just trying to get himself going here.
I think he's chipped it into the gap. Oh. Two more runs to Terry, 2 more runs to the total.
Oh, that's
a
shot.
biggie, yeah. Oh, it's a big blow, that.
Great shot by Sean Terry. Moves them on to 52. Excellent knock. And as we said, I think they're going to try to target Samir Dutt here to the shorter straight boundary. And Sean Terry has cleared that by some distance.
Yeah, cleared it very comfortably. Umpire Reynolds just checking how many deliveries are left in the over, and has been told 1 to come. I think they'll do well to find that ball, John.
Yeah, that ball is a couple houses.
I think so, yeah.
New ball required, and
Yeah.
Clontarf will probably be looking for a little softer ball here.
Mm. Skipper is inspecting with real intent.
Definitely making sure that the ball's not too hard on you.
Umpire Block consults with Umpire Reynolds. They have a chat. Still no decision.
No. Joe Morrissey, the Clontarf captain, is not happy with that ball.
No.
Looking for a softer ball.
There's a lot of inspection going on here.
It is the T20 semi-finals, so
Yeah. There's a lot at stake.
a lot at stake.
So you enjoying your cricket this year?
Yes, definitely Hitley. Having a good season with Marion, albeit in Division 2. Quarterfinals of the Irish Senior Cup. And next week, we're in the final against the Hills.
Next Saturday?
Next Saturday
Yeah.
in the Leinster Senior Cup. Unfortunately, we lost out to Pembroke this morning in the semi-finals of the T20. So
Where is the Leinster Senior Cup final being played?
It's out in the Hills, against the Hills. So
Okay.
the Hills have had a home draw in every single round of the Cup so far, and they've got a home draw in the final. So
That could be a good game.
it'll be a good game, and
Might nip out to that.
obviously we're looking to kind of make them a little bit unhappy out there and try to sneak away with the win. They're a very good side, but you never know in a cup final.
Absolutely. Can't remember a decision on a ball taking quite so long.
As you said, there's a lot at stake,
Oh,
and obviously the Hills captain Max Sorensen is out there, and he wasn't happy that the ball was too soft, and Joe Morrissey, the Clontarf captain, wasn't happy that the ball was
yeah.
too hard.
However, a decision has been made, and final ball now of the 12th over. In comes Samir Dutt. Yeah, an
Well
easy
played by
two.
Sean Terry.
Yeah, very well played.
After that long delay, following the 6, a well worked 2 into the leg side.
Good over for the Hills, that.
Excellent over, just
Yeah.
what they needed.
12 overs, score has moved on to
Still needing about
1.
just over 10 and over, and that was a perfect over just to get them going here.
Yeah.
8 overs left. Max Sorensen still trying to get going, just a few singles, leaving it to Sean Terry to clear the ropes.
This day today is the showpiece of 20 over cricket in Leinster. It is finals day. And we'd like to thank our sponsors, LHK Insurances, tremendous supporters of the game. Just waiting to see who will play Pembroke in this evening's final. Earlier on today, Clontarf won the toss and elected to bat. They posted a score of 165 runs. In reply, the Hills are 82 for 3. Delighted to be joined by John Anderson. John Anderson, of course, of Marion in Ireland. Be a good chase this, I think, if the...
Yes, well, Clontarf will be looking for one more wicket here to break this partnership. And obviously the Hills, these are their 2 best batsmen. Max Sorensen, a powerful hitter, and Sean Terry on 54, going extremely well and well able to clear the ropes.
In comes Morrissey.
Excellent bowling by Joe
Yeah.
Morrissey, just mixing up the pace. Bowling from the far end. There's a big ridge, so if you're able to hit a good length, you get a bit more extra bounce and make it uncomfortable for the batters. Reverse sweep by Sean Terry just for the 1.
It's been a good over this from Morrissey.
Excellent over so far, needing 10 and over. A couple dot balls and a reverse sweep with a point and a short third man. I'm not sure that a reverse sweep is the best option to get the boundary. Excellent bowling by Joe Morrissey. Another dot ball, building pressure now for the Hills batsman. Max Sorensen on 4, trying to get going. He'll be under pressure now to hit a boundary this over.
Yep. He will, but we're all too aware of the dangers that Max Sorensen possesses as a batsman. Is it a chance? No, it's not. It's just the single.
Great over there by Joe Morrissey.
Yeah, really good over that by Morrissey. Exactly what Clontarf required.
7 overs required, and 82 runs also required, 7 wickets in hand.
82 now required off 7 overs.
Yeah, that rate is...
Just over 11s now.
Yeah, it's
Almost
creeping and
12.
creeping. Yeah.
Max Sorensen's going to have a dip here straight, I reckon.
That's an enormous dig.
And he's just stood there and lifted it about 15 houses back straight. That's Max
here we
Sorensen
go.
for you. Oh, another
Here
ball
we
now. I'll speak to you in 20 minutes, Heatley.
Yeah.
But that's Max Sorensen for you. Extremely dangerous batsman. And if that's in a slot, shorter boundary straight, and with Samir Dutt on, they've obviously targeted him.
Yeah, I think you're right about them
And
targeting Dutt. They've...
that was an excellent shot. Right in a slot. And I don't think he's going to stop now. I think he's going to keep going.
Yeah. I think he's got to keep going. Mind you, one big over now. One big over would sort of swing the momentum. Here we go again. Is he out? Oh. Yep.
I think that's caught out there in the deep square leg by David Delaney. Max Sorensen was looking for another 6, but that's the longest boundary in the ground, probably the longest boundary in Leinster. And David Delaney caught it, threw it up, went over the rope, came back inside and caught it. Excellent catch. And that's a massive wicket for Clontarf.
It's a huge wicket for Clontarf, that. As you say, it's the longest boundary in the ground. Another dangerous man. I don't know whether you've seen much of Cartwright, have you?
Yes, definitely, yep. Managed to get him out second ball when we played them in the qualifying rounds. And he absolutely whacked one to Cal Corner, which was caught right on the boundary. We were very pleased with that.
Yeah, I'm sure. No, another
Yep,
dangerous player.
Yep, we've seen his scores, and he can hit a big ball too. So, needing 10 and over now. As the pro, he'll be looking to come in and try to take his team home. Let's head out to David Delaney.
Should just be the single.
At the deep square leg boundary, and that's just the single, well fielded. Clontarf have done well here, having David Delaney, one of the most athletic of the Clontarf fielders, out on the deep square leg boundary, and John Mooney at Cow Corner, protecting the long boundary.
Cartwright's going to look to get after Dutt pretty quickly, I think.
Yeah,
he's not given an option here.
He doesn't have much time to settle, but he might take 1 or 2 balls to get going. He has a look for 1 ball and then has a slog sweep out to Cow Corner and is able to get back for 2. A good over there for Clontarf, getting the wicket of Max Sorensen.
Crucial wicket at that as well.
That's a massive wicket for them.
Looks as though Delaney's coming back into the attack.
Delaney gone for 23 of his 3 overs.
Interesting to see Barnes standing up to Delaney.
Yeah, Barnes, as the overseas professional, excellent keeper. But just to be standing up to David Delaney, you have to be pretty good. Delaney bowling at 80 plus here, and there's the Ridge bowling from the far end, so there's always a bit more bounce. And as I say that, Barnes probably is a bit more wise and goes back.
Yeah. Really important couple of overs coming up. David Delaney, right arm over the wicket, back into the attack. Bowled a lot of good Yorkers in his opening spell, John.
Yes, he bowled quite full there in his opening spell. Sean Terry came down the wicket a couple of times and hit him straight. Kind of bowling from that far side, you just need to be back of a length, try hit the ridge. There we go, he's gone too full there, full toss, and Sean Terry dispatches that to the mid-wicket boundary. Didn't get all of it, but he'll take 4. The start of this over, 72 required of 6 overs, so 12 and over now, and Sean Terry has no option but to go.
Yeah, it really is a crucial partnership, this.
Barnes
Terry
up to the stump now. Oh, that's a shot. Just walks inside that, gets another full toss, and hits that to his teammates down at the fine leg boundary. Great shot by Sean Terry. Yeah, David Delaney too full in the last 2 balls, obviously going for the Yorker. Getting it slightly wrong. 2 full tosses, going for 4 and 6. Great work by Sean Terry.
Sean's moved on to 66. And there's... We talked about a big over, John.
Yep.
This could be it.
This could be it. Another 4 there for Sean. Getting a bit of luck. If the keeper was back, maybe he had a chance of stopping that, but no chance if he's standing up. 14 off the over so far.
I think there's 2 deliveries to come, John. In comes Delaney. Terry on strike.
Oh,
it's
excellent
a good bit of
stop.
fielding. It's a really good bit of fielding.
Great stop by Samir Dutt there. Short fine leg. Sean Terry targeting this over with the extra pace. Came inside that and tried to hit it over the 45. Was unable to, but got through for the single. 15 off the over, 1 ball to go.
The left-handed Ryan Cartwright on strike. Delaney will be looking to get out of the over here.
Sometimes when you go for a big over, 15 off it so far, you think all is lost, but the last ball is very crucial. And there we go, dot ball.
Good way to finish.
Great way to finish there by David Delaney. Excellent over now for the Hills, 15 off that one. Sean Terry on 71, Ryan Cartwright on 2. 57 now required or 5 overs. The rate just above 11. Another over now by Samir Dutt, and I reckon Sean Terry is going to try target him here and try hit him straight.
This, I think, is a big over.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There's either going to be a wicket this over, or Sean Terry's going to get hold of him and hit him for a couple straight.
And so Terry happy with the side screen.
And he slog sweeps out
Is
to
he
David
out? It's a huge boundary out there, John.
Yeah, that's a massive boundary, and Sean Terry didn't get all of it. He needed to get all of it in order to clear that boundary. And another great catch by David Delaney. Another big wicket for Clontarf. Excellent innings by Sean Terry, 71 runs. Samir Dutt has got the two big guns in Max Sorensen and Sean Terry in his last 2 overs. And as you said, Hately, that this is a extremely big over. There was something going to happen there. Either a couple sixes or a wicket. Samir Dutt was able to bowl nice and straight to get Sean Terry to hit into the leg side to the longer boundary instead of straight. And a good catch again by David Delaney.
It was a good catch. Tomas Murphy joins Ryan Cartwright. Just a few field changes. 108 for 5. We're in the 16th over.
The field changes. Joe Morrissey going into a point position. Samir Dutt now bowling to a 5-4 offside field. That doesn't bother Ryan Cartwright as he launches it over the pavilion, over the change rooms for 6.
We said it was going to be an interesting over, John.
Yep.
And it has been thus far.
Ryan Cartwright showing that he's a very powerful hitter, and it's not all over for the Hills now. Needing 11 and over. He'll be backing himself to clear the short straight boundary, and as he's a left-hander, it's a shorter boundary on the leg side for him. And it didn't matter where the fielders were that ball as he cleared that slog sweep boundary by about 30 meters.
Little bit of confusion here over what ball we've to use. They have recovered.
It's only taken 1 minute this time.
Yeah. In comes Dutt. Should just be a single, is just a single.
Better bowling there from Samir Dutt, just bowling it into the wicket. If he's tossing it up into the arc, I think it's going to go out park.
Yeah.
But that was much better. Into the wicket, it's a little bit of a slow wicket, and if he gets any bit of turn, and he can mess up with the batsman trying to line him up. Tomas Murphy, the new batsman, also a good clean hit of the ball. His job at the moment is just to get Ryan Cartwright on strike, and he's done well there. Two balls left in the over, and Ryan Cartwright is going to be targeting 2 sixes, yeah? Either straight, over, wide, long on.
An important couple of deliveries, methinks. And they won't be recovering that ball, John.
No, another ball is going to be required for that. That's too short from Samir Dutt, and Ryan Cartwright has dispatched that about 10 houses back.
Put 4 gardens and 10 houses.
And he's content to take the single of the last ball and retain the strike. Great batting there from Ryan Cartwright, targeting the short straight and the short square boundaries on the leg side for him as a left-hander. 2 great sixes there. An interesting over, as you said, Heatley.
It was always going to be. They, it's fair to say, I think they, the Hills batsmen from early on were targeting Samir Dutt.
Samir Dutt is an excellent bowler. I think it's just with the dimensions of the ground, the shorter straight boundaries, that he was the one that they were going to target. 44 now required of 4 overs, so still at 11 and over.
To be
and
fair, it's
well
been,
within,
it's been at 11s for, I'd say, 11 overs.
yeah, it's been at 11s there for a good bit now, and they've kept up with the rate. They haven't let it creep up to 12, 13, 14. John Mooney now into the attack from the far side.
In comes Mooney. Cartwright on strike.
Mooney starts with the slower ball, and I think he'll mix his pace up. He's got a 45 in the ring, as well as a point and a short third man. Everyone straight and towards the leg side, and he'll be changing up his pace here. Another slow ball, 2 slow balls in a row. Ryan Cartwright looking to target the shorter boundary on the offside this over with a reverse sweep. He's probably better off sticking to his strengths and hitting it straight and far.
I would have thought so. John Mooney showing all his experience here, mind you. Opened up with 2 dots. Here comes the... Make that 3.
Great bowling by Mooney. Another slower ball. 3 dots, another pressure right back on Ryan Cartwright. Excellent bowling.
This has been a superb over. It really has.
Massive wicket there for Clontarf. John Mooney getting rid of Ryan Cartwright, who had just hit 2 sixes the previous over.
I think those 3 dots just put the squeeze on.
Yeah, built the pressure and induced a full shot. John Mooney, as you say, showing all his experience there. An excellent bowler, excellent thinker of the game. And with 3 slower balls, followed by a quicker ball, was too good for Ryan Cartwright. Gone for 16. The Hills now 123 for 6.
Yep. You got to say the momentum has swung Clontarf's way.
Yes, with that wicket, definitely massive wicket there. The new batsman, Naz Showkat. Naz is able to hit a big ball. Probably won't be the quickest between wickets these days. But needing 11 and over, you probably need a couple boundaries and over, so not over for the Hills yet. But as you say, definitely has swung back in Clontarf's favour here.
This has been as good an over as we've seen all day. He opened with 3 dots and clean bowled Cartwright with his 4th delivery. In he comes for delivery number 5, John Mooney. It's just a single out to the mid-wicket boundary.
Mooney, having gone for 6 of his previous 2 overs, has now gone for 1 of the first 4 balls of his 3rd over. Still showing his worth here, John Mooney. Very calm today.
In he comes.
I'm not sure he'll be too calm after that. A massive swing by Tomas Murphy, an inside edge. Going for 4. Not the best finish for Clontarf, but an excellent over by John Mooney. 38 now required of the last 3 overs.
Creeping up to over 12s now.
Yeah, over 12s, but still gettable. Still two good hitters at the crease, Tomas Murphy and Naz Shaukat. Although Ropu Islam is having an excellent season for Clontarf, and his death bowling is he'll be going for the Yorkers here. Full ball squeezed away to the sweep on the offside. Just the one.
Good start to the over for Clontarf.
Once again, Ropu will be looking to target the Yorker here, straight at the stumps. Well bowled, excellent bowling. Not giving the batsman any room there. It's probably going down the leg side.
Umpire
But nice and
Reynolds
full.
signals a leg by. Again, as in the previous over, it's a really good start to the over this.
That's it straight to Andrew Pointer at long on. Tomas Murphy comes back for 2. Throw to the keeper's end. And that's given out by Marty Block. Now Shaukat unable to get back for the second.
Great bit of work there by Andrew Pointer.
Great work by Andrew Pointer at long on. It's not the longest boundary as we've said, but he has correctly thrown to the keeper's end to target Naz. And as we said, he's able to hit a long ball, but probably not the best runner between wickets now these days.
Here comes the yak attack. Certainly.
36 runs now required. New batsman, Yaqub Ali.
I've certainly seen Yaqub Ali in his YM days clear a few boundaries, so he is capable. He's going to certainly need to clear the boundaries at this stage. We're in the 18th over, 131 for 7. Yaqub Ali, the new batsman, joins Tomas Murphy.
Great first 3 balls by Ropu. Nice and full and straight, and he'll be looking to target the stumps again now.
Oh.
Especially to the new man.
Oh. Umpire run. Oh. Oh. Showing huge skill sets here.
Great bowling again. Full and straight, that's Ropu's go-to.
Yep.
And for the remaining 2 balls of the survey, that's what he'll be doing. He won't be looking to change it up. Like John Mooney on the far side, he'll be going full and straight again.
And that is the end of Yaqub Ali, 131 for 8.
That's probably the writing on the wall now for the Hills.
I think it is, yeah.
Probably a little bit too full by Ropu, but it was too good for Yaqub. It was straight, and that's all that matters.
Incoming batsman is young Kavanagh.
8 wickets down, the score 131. 35 required.
Great couple overs here by Clontarf.
Yeah.
John Mooney, the experience on the far side. Couple dots off the over. Now Ropu, the finisher from the change room ends. And he's gone full and straight, hasn't missed.
A lot of pressure on young Andrew Kavanagh here now. Doesn't take guard. Confident young man. And he's got him.
That is excellent
That's
work
a wonderful
by
bit
Bradley
of work,
Barnes.
yeah.
We said it'll take a bit from the keeper to stand up to David Delaney. And he was standing up to the medium pace of Ropu. And that's gone down the leg side and as clean as a whistle.
That was a quality,
he has
quality
taken off
bit
the
of
bail.
work.
Incoming batsman for the Hills, Luke Clinton.
And so Andrew Kavanagh makes his way off the field of play, and the incoming batsman for the Hills, one of the legendary Hills families, the Clintons, and number 5 on his back is Luke Clinton. He joins Tomas Murphy.
Brilliant couple overs here by Clontarf. 3 off this over so far. Ropu's just gone full and straight. The previous one was maybe a little bit too straight, but when you got a keeper as good as Bradley Barnes behind the stumps and he whips the bails off, you can get a stumping off a wide. So another 35 required of 13 balls.
It'd be some chase, John.
Ropu finishes with a dot ball to Luke Clinton. Yeah, it'll be some chase now. 35 of 2 overs. Tomas Murphy needs to go nuts here.
35 from the final 2 overs.
And so we're in the second semi-final of the LHK Alan Murray semi-final. Earlier on today, Pembroke defeated Merrion, and they await the winners of this game. And I would think the winners will probably be Clontarf.
I think the 2 key wickets by Samir Dutt of Sean Terry and Max Sorensen kind of put the writing on the wall there for the Hills. He might have been hit for a couple sixes, but as a spinner he was brave enough to keep tossing it up there. And if you got good fielders in the outfield and a long boundary, more than happy to toss it up and get a wicket, even though you might go for a couple sixes. Another dot from John Mooney, strangely enough.
He's bowled his fair share of them.
Yeah, no, excellent bowling from John Mooney. Semi-final, you need your big players to step up, and he definitely has. John will be very clear in his plans, what he's trying to do here, and set his fields accordingly. Sometimes you can have your field set, but not put the ball in the right place. But John Mooney will definitely be putting it in the right place here. Set his fields, very clever. As you see now, he's changing it up, putting his fine leg back. Mid-off is up.
Mooney to Clinton. It's good delivery.
Once again mixing it up.
Yep.
Not sure Luke was expecting the bouncer. But I'm sure these two have played each other a number of times over the years.
I think they're good pals off the field of play as well, these two.
And after the bouncer, an excellent slow ball. Great bowling by John Mooney here.
Beautiful exhibition of bowling here by the vastly experienced John Mooney. 132 for 9. We're in the 19th over.
Another slow ball maybe. Slow ball into the wicket. Well fielded by Declan Gallagher at backward point.
Yeah.
Luke Clinton getting off the mark.
He's had a really good game as Declan Gallagher. Batted well, I thought, and has fielded really well today.
Yes, he came in a difficult situation.
Yeah, he
had
did.
a great partnership with Bobo Forrest. Played to his strengths, got a few wide and was able to cut a few away. Great over there
Well,
by John
superb
Mooney.
over.
He is bowling to the low order here, but he's been clever enough to mix it up. A bouncer followed by a slower ball
139 for 9 off 19.
to Luke Clinton, and now a big swing and a miss by Tomas Murphy.
Yeah, I think just a little too good and a little too clever.
Yeah, great 4 overs there by John Mooney.
Yeah.
Exactly what's
Superb.
required in the semi-final. 33 now required of the final over. Luke Clinton has to go some here now.
First ball of the 20th over. Dot delivery.
Excellent bowling by
Yeah.
Ropu.
He's bowled really well today, John.
Excellent bowling. He's having a great season for Clontarf, especially with the keeper up. Having the overseas professional as the wicket keeper, being able to stand up, makes it a lot harder for the batsman. And if
Good
you're able to
delivery.
bowl Yorkers like that, you're not going to be going for too many runs.
You'd have to say it's going to be a Clontarf Pembroke final. John, are you going to give me your thoughts on that?
It'll be an excellent game. He'll lead 2 excellent teams, very different teams. Pembroke with only the 1 seam bowler and the rest spinners, whereas Clontarf have had only the 1 spinner in Samir Dutt and the rest seamers with the keeper up to the stumps on most occasions. Once again, excellent bowling. Nice and full. In another great Yorker by Ropu there. Yeah, two different teams,
There are two
two
very
different bowling
teams,
attacks.
Yeah.
Clontarf being at home here might know the wicket a bit more, and with their 5 spinners and being the 3rd match of the day, I put them at favourites,
Okay.
especially with Andy Balbirnie up at the top of the order for Clontarf.
This game petering out now. And I think your synopsis on Samir Dutt getting those 2 huge wickets really was the turning of this game. 2 boys who are going well, particularly Sean Terry looks set fair.
Yeah, it was excellent bowling. He was brave enough to toss it up, and he was backed up by his fielders. David Delaney taking a couple of excellent catches out in the deep.
.136 for 9. Final half-hearted appeal on the part of Ropu. Umpire Reynolds not interested, and that concludes the second semi-final.
Second semi-final. Congratulations.
So
Well, we thought it might be a bit closer than that, Heatley, but
Yeah.
Clontarf have been much the better of the teams now, and it makes for an interesting final.
yeah, I think so. And as you say, very different sides. Pembroke with their 4, 5, 6 spinners, and Clontarf with their array of seamers. So it promises to be a really good game of cricket. And I'd like to thank my guest, John Anderson, as always, for coming to join me this afternoon. Thank you, John.
Thanks for having me, Heatley, and good luck to Pembroke in the final.
Absolutely.
Excellent, John. Brilliant.